Hello, Summits. Good afternoon and welcome back. All right, so this tutorial is going to cover the aspect of taking an appropriate female measurement. So I knew why I had to bring in the female aspects of our illustrations on this channel. Now, the reason is just to carry along some of my female viewers as well, and even some male viewers that tends to make female outfits for their clients, especially when it comes to the regular two-piece, the senator wears, and every time the non-regular natives. But I am not going to dwell more on the blouses and skirts. But maybe in the future, we might get right into that. So for you to achieve a perfect measurement for a female senator outfit, the two-piece trouser, so you are going to measure the following. Now, the number one is the bust, this way, right? Now, when you are working for your client, when you are working for your client, bust, B-U-S-T, when you are working for your client, now you are going to work with the bust measurements. Then number two is the shoulder. Then three is sleeve length. Four is round sleeve. Five is neck. Then six is the shirt length slash top length. If you're making a regular senator outfit. Then for the trouser, we have the waist, you have the hips, you have the laps, you have the knee, you have the ankle, you have the trouser length. So these are the areas of measurement you have to take for a perfect female outfit. Now, when you are taking the measurements, which I will show you as we progress, how to take an appropriate measurement of these areas. Now, on the aspect of the bust, you have to take two values on the bust, and the values are the bust circumference and the shoulder to bust point, so which we have a slash at this point. So let's assume the bust is 40, for example. Then you're going to measure the shoulder to the bust and have a value of 9 or 8. It's called the shoulder to bust value. Now, if you happen to notice that your client has a protruding stomach or tummy, you need to put or measure what they call shape, right, which can come, after the bust. So you measure the shape, or some persons also make use of the waist as the shape, right? So either you call it shape or you call it waist. Now, still and still, you are still going to measure the shape circumference and also the shoulder to shape. I will show you how to take all these measurements when we start taking our proper measurements. Now, the next I want to explain here is the waist point. Female, they have two basic types of waist measurements. They have what they call the natural waist and they have the high waist. So now, when you are taking for a trouser, particularly, if you want to take your customer's waist measurement for the trouser, you need to know or try to find out from your customer, your client, if she's making a high waist trouser, because you're dealing on trouser here. Then if that's the case, you're going to measure what they call the high waist value. Now, this high waist value is often the same with the shape. The high waist value is often the same thing with the shape of the customer. I will show you a practical example on how these areas can be, gotten. So the rest of the hip remain the same, the lap, the knee, ankle, and also the length of trouser. And also bear in mind that in most of the female measurement taking, some female prefers this palazzo effects. So you're not going to measure this lap and knee, ankle, as a fitted value. Rather, whatever be the lap measurement you have is what we use to make for your knee and your ankle, because it's usually fitted from the waist to the hip. From the lap, it flows all the way down to the ankle. So this is just an introduction on how to go about your measurement areas. So now, the same division we pass through when we are making for the male is also what we are going to pass through as we are also making for the female. The only thing different is just some basic formulas, which I will also tend to explain for us in this same video. Now, if you come to the formula sake, there are some formulas that you need to know aside the formula of your armhole, for the male and neckline being the same. Now, for the crotch, for a female crotch, there are different formulas, but I think, bring one or two formulas for you. The value of your hip measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 gives you the crotch in most cases. Then, aside that, if you also go by the value of our hip by 4, hip measurement divided by 4 minus 1 at constant gives you the value of our crotch value as well. Then this is for regular waistlines. For regular waistlines, it's not for high waist, right? It's not for high waist. For a trouser that laps on the waist, it's called a regular waistline. Then when you talk about the high waist, the trouser that goes higher from the waist point. So the formula we are going to deal on will be hip measurement, hips divided by 4 plus 2 inches to 3 inches, as the case may be. In some cases as well, you might even go to 4, right? So this is just like telling you that for you to have a crotch extension that will get to the high waist point, you need to divide your hip by 4. You add either 2 inches, 2.5, 3, 3.5, or 4. These values are subject or depending on how high and the shape of your client. If you happen to meet an XL or double XL client, you might end up adding 4 inches to that. Then the question now is, when or how do you identify a client that has, a XL size or whatever? So any hip value that goes beyond 44 and above is being considered as XL sizes, right? So if you happen to have 48, you have it to be double XL. So in this case, you are going to be adding extra 3.5 to 4 inches to whatever value of your hip over 4 to get your crotch extension for your high waist trouser. This is just like a summary of the whole theory. So in our further division, in our further calculations and drafting, I'll be showing you how to apply these formulas in our drafting. So, but for now, let us get to learn or see how to take a perfect female measurement. Now, we are going to start from the trouser, right? Because we are going to deal on trouser first before we go over to the top or shirt area. So don't forget to watch the very end, like this video, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right, so we want to start the measurement section. So we are going to start from the trouser because we have a female palazzo trouser we want to make after this particular video so that it won't be a bulky tutorial. So let's bring my model to come and take her measurement for trouser. All right, so now when you want to take a customer's measurement, you have to first of all ask and know what type of measurement the outfit she's making. Is it going to be a high waist trouser or a regular waist trouser? So here you must ask your customer so that you don't take the normal waistline measurement against the high waist. The high waist is a bit at the navel, around the navel region is the high waist. Anything outside the natural waistline, it goes on the navel for the high waist point. So once I've asked, but let me show you how to take the both measurements. So for your natural waistline, you measure right round the customer's waist point, this form, right? And then take the reading. Now make sure that there's no gap from the waist on the tape. It should be lapping as fitted as possible, because female trouser doesn't need to use belt, right? You just kind of locking it and it laps very well. So you measure this way. You have to kind of drag your tape to, give that fitting on the natural waistline. That's for the natural waistline. Then above the natural waistline is your customer's high waist point. Somehow on the navel or on the belly button is your customer's high waist point. And also note that you have to also drag the tape to tighten a bit, so that once you lock it with one button or zip, it laps in this form. There should be no gap or whatsoever on the measurement area for your high waist. And also note that the high waist varies. Some persons might want the high waist to go a bit higher or a bit lower. So your customer is the one to pinpoint where she wants her high waist to be. So you measure accordingly. After which, you take the value of your hip measurement. At this point, the legs will be closed. Now, once the legs are closed, you measure on the bulgy part of her hip, and also make sure the tape is passing behind where the buttocks is already. So you take the measurement in this form as well, making sure that it covers every protruding part of her body. Then you measure in this very form. Then this is for her hip value. Then after the hip value, the next you measure is also the lap. Now in this case, you also measure the lap, lapping right round the body this way. And also note that there is a bulging part of the lap. Somewhere here is the bulging part as well. The tape as well lapping on the bulging part of the body this way. So you measure accordingly. Then, if you are making palazzo, there's no need to measure knee. You have to take the value of whatever you get on your lap measurement to cut for your knee and also for your ankle. That will give you the palazzo effect that you're looking for, right? But if you're making for a fitted trouser, you go ahead and measure the knee circumference as well in this form, the knee lapping in this form as well. You take the knee circumference in this way. Depends on how fitted or how free she might also want it to be. Then after which, you take the ankle measurement. That is if you are taking for your fitted trouser as well. You measure ankle this way as well. Then after which, you are going to measure your customer's length of trouser. So at this point, you will be beside, then measure from the natural waistline as well. If you're measuring your customer's length of natural trouser, you measure full. Then while taking the length of trouser, ask your customer if she's going to make use of high heels to wear the trouser, so that you take the note or take the high heel value measurement as well, so that the trouser will not be too jumping or hanging on the outfit. Then if you're making for high waist, start from the high waist point. That same point you took your high waist value, and also measure and go all the way down. In most cases as well, for palazzos, measure till the floor. That is how you get a perfect palazzo length, so that by the time she puts on high heels, the trouser will not be too hanging. It will still cover certain extent of her high heel measurement as well. So now, having watched or seen how I took the perfect female measurement, so we are going to now make another video on how to draft a perfect female high waist palazzo trouser. So do well to watch the very end. Don't forget to like, share, and check out our recent uploads for you to have access to all of this. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye for now.